is up, Bucs Nation? It is August 12th, 2024, and you're watching the Loose Cannons. I'm your boy Sammer, hanging out with Knick Knack Paddywhack. There he goes, give a dog a bone, Stank bastard, hanging out. Stank, Buccaneer football has officially returned. The grass feels greener, it smells nicer, everything just more beautiful outside. Football's back, baby. It's right around the corner.
We started the season with a victory against a team whose chant is "Who Day." Come on, bro. Right? You just inherently are my enemy. If you say "who" anything during the game, I don't fucking like you. Right? You're just a terrible franchise to begin with. Your quarterback now looks like an 80s villain, like Karate Kid villain, a bully with his blonde haircut. So fuck that team, okay? Fuck him. We have the better blonde quarterback anyways.
You talking about Wolford?
No, Wolford looks like he's a KGB operative, bro. He looks like his Yuri.
He kind of reminds me of like, I don't know, I lifted you up a little bit on my end. He looks like somebody, like he had an uncle on the sidelines before he went into the game, just like, across his head and mess up his hair. Get in there, kid. Go have a... And he trots out there all like, yeah. Like confused that he's even supposed to be out there playing court. Like he stumbled into a preseason roster somehow every single time. But hey, he's throwing darts though. I'll give him credit. He was throwing some darts against third, fourth stringers.
You talking about Johnny Wolf?
Johnny Wolf. Johnny Wolf is what I'm calling him.
Great feet. He's got great feet. My favorite footwork of all the Bucs quarterbacks. Johnny's out there scrambling. He's got good footwork. Quick mechanics. I don't know what it is. You already know he's a savant, as far as like X's and O's, but
he'd easily be a top 5 high school quarterback right now if he went back to high school, right? Like Billy Madison style. Easily.
I could see it. If he didn't look like a 70-year-old Russian in the face, he could do that.
Maybe. So speaking of Russian, how about that Bucs run game?
Hold on. They said they can't hear me. One second.
God. See, I'm prepared, guys. I'm always prepared. I'm a professional. But this guy, I don't know.
Bro, I had to turn off my fucking air conditioner, from back in the day. We got one of those old wall units here in my office, and it makes a lot of noise. Can everybody hear me now?
You do seem a little low, though, honestly.
Do I for real? What the fuck is the problem? How about now? Good?
That's way better. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I said, speaking of Russian, okay, how about the Bucs' new look run game? How about that?
Wow.
You like that transitional
gold? Yeah. And almost as good as our run game looked. It looked great. Bucky was out there bucking around. He just looked happy. Like the fucking Bengals had the Bengals had no idea how to handle him. He was just darting, dodging, dipping, diving, ducking. All those dodgeball type references. He was doing all those things. He's going to be a problem for sure.
Yeah, not only is he going to be a problem, but more importantly, the scheme felt like it was creating holes. It was like you could see that the running backs are putting their foot down and going. Like they knew where the hole was supposed to be. The offensive line was doing what they're supposed to do. One cut, gone. And you didn't see a lot of knick-knack paddywhack in the backfield, right? You didn't see a little tippy-tap, none of that. It was go get the bone, dog, and immediately they knew where the hole was going. They knew where it was supposed to be, and then they busted out a couple of nice runs. Bucky looked impressive. I like Sean Tucker looked really good. I know he's going against backups and whatnot, but he's fighting for a roster life right now. Chase Edmonds is supposed to be, RB2 still. So to see all those guys come in there, find holes and hit the holes running and not hesitate, especially Bucky, who by the way is a rookie and doesn't hesitate. Todd Bowles even talked about it. He had almost no nerves going into a game like that. That means he's just a ball player. And to see that was really refreshing. 137 yards in a preseason game. I know it's a preseason game, but, we're building here. And it was encouraging to see. Todd liked it. Liam liked it. I fucking liked it. I don't know who else you need to convince at this point, right? Latte likes it.
It's an attitude, right? It's not just we plugged in, first round center. We got a new guy in there. New energy. We've got Liam in there. He's ugly. The line is playing ugly, bro. You can just see them. They're not. Nothing's pretty. Nobody's over there trying to win any fucking,
That's how we like it.
Contest, right? Nobody's distracted by Dime Piece Dave on the sideline anymore. Thank God. It's just you look over there and you see, He looks like J.C. Allen, much more slender version of him, and that's just not something you want to stare at all day long. You look at Walford; it's a really ugly sideline, thankfully, and so that I know will result in additional wins this season. Shout out to J.C. Allen.
Not only is the sideline ugly, but those pigs up front are pretty ugly. Those hogs, right?
They
They're
are.
pretty ugly.
They
And
are.
and
Look at Cody Malk.
you brought up
Yeah.
Brendison. He played well, actually. Cody Mock looks like a beefier but still athletic version of himself. He played.
Yeah.
I have no problem with second year guys going in there and playing because I think they need that. Or is he a third year guy now? No, he's a second year guy.
He's second year guy.
Yeah. So having him be in there and playing, obviously Hainsey and Graham Barton were kind of switching off every other series, which
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just trying to get the rookie acclimated, making sure he earns the spot. I fully believe he's going to be the starter by the end of the second preseason game. But man, we saw him get nasty on that clip and on the replay of Bucky scoring that touchdown. He got nasty. I know it's a little corner, but that corner had no chance, and he just downhill. Like I said, man, just seeing those guys up front, knowing what they're supposed to be doing and executing and creating holes and everything in the backfield being very decisive. That was the biggest thing I saw. Even when we had Rashad last year, even throughout the playoff run, there was a lot of indecisiveness. And I think a lot of that is from not knowing what that hole is supposed to be, where it's supposed to be, and just, the scheme not necessarily working for the run game. But we saw that on Saturday night. It was awesome to see, man. I was impressed with what Liam was able to do. And keep in mind, Stank, very vanilla offense. They're not really scheming. They're just kind of running, just generic base plays, but executing them and creating holes in run lanes, and nice run lanes too at that.
Yeah. Our friend, one of my former lovers, played a computer. He brought up during the game, hey, how do you guys feel about those first down runs? I feel great if they're working. That like I feel good. If they're working, keep going. And yes, there's no game planning. It's pretty vanilla, all those things. But it was encouraging. I think everybody watching had to feel the same way. We've got people giving us money. Our friend LDBC's Most Wanted gave us $9.99. Says, saludos, loose cannons. Question, we're already kings of the South and looking to add 2 more players to Hall of Fame with Evans and David. But how huge would it be to add a 3rd Super Bowl? Not a lot of teams have a 3rd Super Bowl. That's the goal, right? That's the goal. We feel good. Why not us? Why not? Why not this weird team we have? Why not them?
I mean, dude, we're even though Baker and Mike aren't necessarily going to be here forever, I feel like we're pretty well set to have a really good team for quite a few years. And if we have to draft a quarterback and we draft the right guy, which has never happened for us, obviously, maybe we just go the free agent route again. Who knows? Maybe Joey Burrow wants, out of Cincinnati, hates his barber, something like that. We got nice barbers down here. We got latte. We got a lot of barber options for you, buddy. We can fix that hair up, give you a quarter. Listen, we are the home of the quarterback come and win a Super Bowl franchise setup, right? That we made that template. We invented that. And so we know what to do when it's time to build a team and then just lure a quarterback down here. So, but back to what was he talking about? What were you talking about?
How nice would it be to add another?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. It would. I mean, I feel like we're already in the upper echelon, but we'd be in the upper echelon at that point. Yeah,
we dominate the NFC South. Nobody's even close to us.
Yeah.
Twice as many as all the other losers. So
that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna answer Pelagic's. I didn't see his tweet about the first down runs in the preseason. I don't care if you run every fucking down. I think the preseason should be an evaluation. It should be an extension of practice. Put these guys in situations and have them do what they're supposed to do and find out if they can or they can't do it. I don't care if we run every single down. I like preseason being approached that way as opposed to an actual game. I know that they want to get guys like Liam their play calling experience and get their feet wet and stuff like that and get the guys in rhythm. But for the most part, I like like we went for 4th down when we probably wouldn't in a real game situation, right? I like that. Put the guys in the situation and see what happens.
I think Pelagic and a lot of other Bucs fans, they just want to see Trask throw the ball more. And I understand. He looked great out there. He really did. He was let down by Scotty Miller on the interception, but I'm not here to make excuses. You got to do a little bit better. It's first game of the season, a little rusty out there. I like the kid. He's got that shit in the pocket, right? He's no Baker Mayfield when it comes to leadership, but he's not scared. You can't say the kid is playing scared. He's not.
So is that your most impressive? Kyle Trask is your most impressive?
My volume still sucks, Sammer.
It's on your end then. I have you maxed.
Really? I'll turn it up with some more. Hopefully that's not too loud.
So
is that good?
It seems good. I was gonna
Okay.
say, is Trial Trask your Bucks versus Bengals most impressive?
Hmm.
Not mine.
Are we doing that now? Am I giving my player of the game,
Yeah,
the Bucks player of the
give
game
me your
now?
most impressive.
Bucky. Bucky looked like he belonged. Bucky went out there. The stage wasn't too big. You could give it to Graham if you want. You know, he split carries, but Bucky came out there like it was his job to carry the rock. Rashad, you know, got the day off, and I I love the kid. I just do, man. He just looks like a back I like. I don't know. I was impressed with Bucky. Huge fan.
You're a little crispy now. Yeah, Bucky was. I would say Bucky was my most impressive. I was gonna give it to the offensive line as a group, but I like what I saw from Graham Barton. I liked what I saw from Bucky, only because he was so just decisive. It was just let's go out there, let's play ball. Everything they asked him to do, he did it well. He didn't drop any passes. I didn't feel like he made any bad blitz pickups. I feel like he played a really good game for a first preseason game for a rookie. Fourth round pick too on top of that, but he shined obviously. I liked what we saw from J-Mac coming across the middle of the field, making
Mm-hmm.
catches. There was a play that I thought was really funny. He caught a pass and he got up and did the first down signal. It was like 8 yards away from that, but I like it. He's so confident. He's like everything I
Yeah.
catch is a first down. So I was like, you know what? If I'm a ref, I'm probably just like just give it to him. Right? It was impressive. His first down celebration was impressive. He's confident. Yeah, just give it to him. But I like what we see, man. I like what we got. A lot of speed, Stank. You see how much speed we got from these young guys? That was fun to see, man.
Offensive speed for sure. Tyke flashed a little bit, made a bonehead play on the PI, but you know, little
Was
probably
that
a
him
little.
or was that Hayes who got called for that?
I think it was him. I think it was him. I think he's, you know, a little overexcited out there, probably running around with his shoes on fire. And guy's got ball skills. You can see it clearly. You see why they like the kid, and he's got a lot of vets around him to learn from. And you know, Mayweather, whatever his name is, also looked good out there. Mayweather, Merriweather,
Merriweather.
Merriweather.
Yeah, he's looked good for the last couple preseasons, honestly. And then when he's
Yeah.
gotten some playing time over the last season and a half, I think, or maybe season last season, I
Mhm.
thought he did well. He played well on Saturday too. That's a good one to bring up. I like Tyke, man. You saw him coming in on blitzes on a couple of calls. You
Mhm.
saw him coming up and making a tackle, sure tackle, like very Rondé-esque in terms of just getting up there, wrapping up, standing up, walking away. Like it was just business, dude. It was, you could tell he's like, a Georgia Bulldog professional athlete, right? It was, he's definitely on there. I'm trying to think anybody else really, um, give it to Brendanson, man. Honestly, a guy that it's kind of nobody. Left guard, everyone's circling. I circle it as a thing, a point of weakness. It didn't feel like it. I know
Both the
it's
left
against
guards played
nobody's.
good. I mean, both the backup guards played good. I guess technically he's not a backup anymore, but Klein looked good too after Cody.
Pelagic Computer $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Says please mute Stank for his blatant disrespect towards me. And that being said, what a good problem to have with wide receiver 3 in Palmer and McMillan. Yeah, Trey Palmer made a play too. Nice little throw from Kyle Trask, who when he's on schedule looks good, man. I think they're going to find ways to make sure they utilize both of those guys. I still think Trey fits more of an outside role as opposed to coming into the slot, even though he can do slot like things. But J Mac is so good across the middle, and I think they're going to find ways to use both of those guys, man. It's a great problem, like Pelagic said. I mean, I'd rather have 5 good wide receivers than one great one and a bunch of garbage. We've had that for a while. Ask Mike Evans, and finally you get some guys in there that can make plays. And it looks pretty obvious to me that Liam knows how to use those guys and and create plays with them.
How did I disrespect you? I haven't seen you in like almost a year, Pelagic. I forget what you smell like, bro. You invite Latte out to play golf. I don't get any invites, so I'm the one that feels disrespected. Okay. And where's Poppy? Nobody knows. Nobody knows where's Poppy at. He's probably on a golf course somewhere. We don't know. If anybody knows where Poppy Latte is, please you let us know right now. And Mr. Mock, the super chat horn doesn't work. I don't know what happened.
Oh man, yeah, it's probably why your mic sucks. You fucked it all up. So we talked about our most impressive. How about our most disappointing, Stank? I got to start this off, man, because I don't know this guy's name. If I saw him in a grocery store, at a car dealership, anywhere at the park, I would have no clue who the fuck he is. But our kicker, I mean, listen, we just paid you, okay? And I know shit happens, but in preseason, you got to make every kick we ask you to kick because that's literally all you do, right? I don't care. It could have been snowing and 25-mile-per-hour winds horizontal. I don't care. You got to make the kick, man. We just paid you, and you are the only kicker. We're depending on you, and you go out there and you just miss it. You miss a long one like that. It's unacceptable, Stank. It's disappointing.
Yeah, that's a really bad start to the season. I know we just signed a new punter. I was hoping we'd sign a kicker to compete with them because I don't care what your percentage was last year. That was last year, over 50, whatever your name is. I forget your fucking Connor McLaughlin, whatever your name is, dude. I don't care.
We called him
Just make
McGruber.
kicks.
What did we call him?
Huh?
What do we call him?
McGruber? I don't know.
I don't know what we call him.
McFly?
McGruber?
The kicker we have needs to kick it through the uprights because otherwise, move the fuck on, okay? So you got paid. I don't care. I don't care who you are. Make the fucking kicks. In preseason, it's as important as a real game. Practice like you play. We all know that. We probably lose that game if it's not for, the PI call at the end because of the stupid McKicker. So make your kicks, bitch.
Make your McKicks.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, though, the rookie defensive end that we drafted, I didn't see anything. He was playing against some scrubs too. He did play. He didn't really do much. I feel like he's one of those work in progress guys. I don't expect him to do much this season. If he does, it's going to be in a few splashes here and there. Maybe he gets some really good mismatches because of guys like Kalijah Cansey, Yaya, and Vita on the same line. I was a little disappointed to see him do nothing really.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
He didn't flash. He didn't flash. No. Neither did pretty much anybody on the defensive line. If we're really being honest, I don't know who played. None of them made a play. There wasn't really anything going on up there. They didn't make any pressures, significant plays on the quarterback. I don't know what happened there. So we're just going to chalk that up to first game of the season. Those boys ate a little too much on the flight over. What are they known for in Cincinnati? Hot dogs or some shit? Popcorn?
I think it's like hot dogs with chili or something like that.
Chili.
Cincinnati chili.
What a weird thing to be known for.
Cincinnati chili is what they're known for, right?
Yeah.
Anybody in the chat know what the fuck Cincinnati's known for?
They're known for their chili, right? That's what it is. Chili. That's kind of like one of the worst things to be known. Oh, we're good at mixing a bunch of shit. Just shut up.
Another guy didn't really impress. Backup offensive lineman Walton. Oh yeah, Skyline chili. Terrible. I guess that's what it is. Yeah, didn't play well.
Wait. Grizzle says Skyline chili with cinnamon. Is that where Latte is right now? Is he there tasting the cinnamon chili?
Yeah, he's a cinnamon aficionado. We know that much.
Chili on spaghetti? Fuck
yeah,
you.
They do. Yeah,
okay?
No, she's right. They do. They serve it on spaghetti instead of on fucking white rice like normal humans. They do some shit that pieces of shit do. Jonah says loose, mute, stank. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I 100% agree.
I feel like people are saying my mic is already muted because nobody can fucking hear me right now. I'm so loud in my ear, but
you're just all blurbery on my end too. It's not great.
Blurbery?
Yeah, you went too high on your volume, and I got you maxed on my end, so I'm not sure. Maybe you just listen. You've been gone. That's the thing, and now you come back. You don't prep. You clearly didn't get on and run your hardware through any sort of wash or clean or anything really. You're supposed to do that. I mean, I prep for an hour and a half before every single one of these shows, Stang. How long do you?
You didn't shave today though. You are looking.
No. I had to take last week off because I'm letting this fill in a little bit. We're getting a little higher on it, right? So I had to fill in. So I took the week off. So I get 2 haircuts a week, as you know, and I didn't do that last week at all. So, but Wednesday's coming up, man. Bry says he hears you just fine. Just sound like a muffle or a blown speaker. See, I told you. You got a blown tire, dude.
I got a blown tire. I don't know. I can't. Either you guys hear me whisper or I'm too loud. They say Sammer's fine. I can turn. Hold on. I'm gonna do that. You talk, Sammer. You'd love to hear yourself.
It's because I have professional hardware. All right. So we kind of talked about.
Nobody can hear me right now.
Barton.
I turned off my mic.
No, we can hear you. We could hear you. I think as it relates to rookies, I liked what I saw from Barton. I liked what I saw from Tyke Smith. And I liked what I saw from Bucky Irving. And I like what I saw from J-Mac. In terms of the others, I didn't expect to see much, and I didn't see much. So, makes a little bit of sense. Again, first preseason game. not too worried about it. And some of those guys are obviously drafted as ramp up guys. How about just Callie Buck has a really good point. He just likes it when you don't talk, and I think I agree. They're talking bucks or supercuts. Invest in a team you
Oh, we're
condense it,
back.
Mike.
We're
$3.88.
we-
Yeah, you still sound
this
like
is
shit.
a Timu mic. So what? It looks just like a Rode mic, but it's Timu's version.
The bottom has an actual like sack attached to it.
Yeah.
Stank, come on. We're talking about rookies. I don't know if you could hear
Yeah.
anything I was talking about. We
Fuck you,
talked a
Cali
little bit
Bucks.
about
Go
some
ahead.
of
What
them.
were we saying?
We talked a little bit about some of them, but what'd you see from those guys, man?
The rookies. Well, I mean, we already talked about Graham cracking out there. The Graham Cracker is like we like to call him here, or at least that's what we're gonna call him from now on. He was out there cracking with the boys. Bucky, I just love. I like how who doesn't like Bucky right now? Who doesn't like him? He just play. He's just got enthusiasm. He's out there just making people miss, making just following the fucking flow with the offensive line. Gotta love Bucky. Klein looked good. Tyke flashed a little bit. The rookies actually fucking played really well, man. You can't. Devin Colt got concussed, but he was out there.
Oh yeah, we need to talk about him. We need to talk about him.
Yeah,
yeah. I like, dude. Hey, how about that guy beating a corner multiple times in the game?
yeah.
And then how about Liam having a play call for a tight end down the sidelines, up the seam? We saw him a little more creative with how they're going to use the tight ends this year, even though McVay's not known for using those guys in that fashion in this kind of very similar system that they're going to be running. But it's going to be refreshing, man. And speaking of tight ends, how about Payne coming in there and saying, I want to be interchangeable with Cade Otton. You saw Coe make a couple of catches, dependable on fourth down, dude. Hands. I mean, I thought that was Mike Evans in a 41 jersey for a second. I was like, whose hands are those, man? I'm excited, man. We got a good tight end room, Stank. I know we're supposed to be talking about rookies right now, but fuck it. I think we got a good tight end room, man.
We'll see. Good. I think we're better than people think. Like people think that's the weakness of this offense is the tight end room. Cade's just dependable. And then we've got all these guys behind him who, we'll see.
Yeah, but Cade's had a pretty damn good camp, dude. From we saw it, he was good when we were there. He's been good, man. Just consistent, making plays, dependable. Like Baker Mayfield really trusts him and has no problem going to him in clutch situations down the field, not as a dump off, but like an actual option. And I think some of that's also been Liam's system of getting the guy open. Plus, it helps to have J Mac, Chris Godwin, and Mike Evans on the same field. Somebody's got to be open, right? Might as well be him.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to value their roles a little bit more in this offense. The fact that we drafted a guy like Culp, who's kind of a hybrid, really. He's not, your true inline beast of a blocking tight end. He's kind of like a big ass David Boston style receiver. So, they plan on using these guys in the passing game as weapons, and every quarterback loves a tight end. Every single one.
Dr. Pless in the chat of Real Bucks Talk brings up a good point. Tight end room is improved. New coach and Justin Peel is showing good results. I completely forgot about that. That is a good point to bring up.
Yeah, that's a good key. That we added Peel. You know what I mean? That if you think about it, that's one of the keys that you need to have as your keys to the game.
The other thing too is
nobody got that.
I got it. I like that the Bucs have tight ends that can do both things because they need the help in the run game. I think Pless is mentioning the same thing. Yeah, Culp he blocked, I thought, pretty well for a rookie too. You don't usually see those guys come in and do both things well, but if he's able to do that consistently, man, and be dependable, there's no reason he doesn't see the field, Stank. And he's dynamic when he gets down the field. He's athletic. He's doesn't look like a tight end. He looks like just a bigger wide receiver.
Yeah, big wide receiver.
He's a fast motherfucker. I think one of the fastest tight end times at the combine ever. The more speed you can add, dude, I'm all in for that. Especially if the guy can actually block on top of that, then it's just going to be easy to disguise him into passing plays that look like run plays and have him sneaking out and making plays down the field, man, which is going to be awesome to see because we haven't had that since Gronk. I know K did a little bit of that last year, but not really. I think he will do a little bit more this year, but I mean, that's why I tweeted something like that. Like all these tight ends in this room, it's gonna be hard to which guy are you gonna cut? I hope it's not O'Keefe because he does help in the run game too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. with all the talent we have at receiver, it's a numbers game there. Who's the odd man out? Hopefully it's not Co. We are a huge Co Keefe podcast. Love Co, love the family. But it's gonna come down to who Liam values. At the end of the day, that's who stays on this team. Who can stay healthy throughout the next two games? I mean, nobody does what Co does either. If you can argue that we don't have a guy like Co, who's more of a weapon in a different way, and like the true fucking almost H back fullback tight end type, who probably has better hands than we all think. He just didn't have the opportunities last year because he essentially had one job, and so he's already caught more or equal amount of balls right now than he caught last season.
I think so.
Yeah.
In a preseason game, yeah. But here's the other thing too: they got to play special teams. I feel like that's how you kind of get on this team.
Somebody asked about that. What did you think of the new kickoff?
I kind of like it.
Me too.
You got to do you got to play the play. I
Yeah.
like that they're so close together, so it's. I think you have a better chance of popping one because it's almost like a run play, and you just got to get those guys blocking. If you got athletic dudes on the line that can, you just need one gap and you're gone. I like having Bucky back there as an option. I like having Trey being back there as an option too, because those guys just need that one. You saw Bucky the way he was jittering in and out of these blocks and in between linemen. You give him a head start on a kickoff. You give him a couple of times on that, and he gets used to it. I think he's going to pop a few this season. In terms of Cole Keefe, man, what if they just go 3 running backs and go 4 tight ends?
Possible.
It's possible, but
I don't think Devin
know.
White's making the squad as RB4, so he's going to be out there looking for a job. And then you got Chase, who this is what he was last year. Like he can't. We don't know who knows what he is. He can't stay healthy. It seems like he's always dinged up for some reason, and I kind of liked what he provided last year. Big question mark there too, right? That's where that formula is going to figure itself out, and whoever can add value on special teams is probably going to end up sticking.
Chase, I think right now is RB2 just because he knows the system. Yeah, he's a vet, and they value. I honestly think he's, from the people I've talked to, man. You have to trust me on this. He's RB2 right now. I feel like the other two guys are kind of battling for RB2B because I don't think Chase is going to be healthy all year long, and some of the dynamic stuff that Bucky brings is going to be very hard to keep on the sidelines.
So maybe he's an IR guy.
But he's also a rookie, and so what's the one thing that they usually struggle with is blitz pickup, pass protection, that type of stuff. And I don't know if he's there yet to trust him in those situations where he's in every, he's going to take over an entire series. But if you can sprinkle him in, it makes sense. Trust me, I'm not saying Chase should be RB2, Stank. I'm just saying that right now he is. And I wonder if the fewer snaps he plays because of his injury, if Bucky and Sean Tucker can kind of, take his spot from him. But I have this feeling that it's kind of his no matter what, just because he's a vet and they do trust him. I know Rashad values the fuck out of his brain and what he knows and what he brings to the table. So
that only gets you so far, though. You got to be available.
No, I get it. You got to be able. You got to be able to play.
Unfortunately for Chase, Sean Tucker came in looking like what we were talking about. Watching his college film, like he looks good. He looks real good. You could argue he could be in, at some point in the argument for that RB2. That's how good he looks right now. Physical, downhill, compact, powerful, all those things that you like in a guy. It's a good problem to have, right? Normally we're like, who the fuck is going to be our number 2? And we're like, it doesn't matter because we just can't seem to build a stable, and it feels like we might have one right now.
But here's the thing, Stink. We just paid Baker, and any running back you put out there next to him has got to be able to protect. You got to trust that he's gonna protect him 99.9% of the time. He's gonna take the right read and not get him killed. I'm confident in Rashad. Rashad, one of the first things he told us on the first episode he ever came on with us was, my number one thing is to become very good at blitz pickup and pass pro, because that's what I'm not good at, and that's what rookies struggle with as running backs. I don't know if Tucker's there. I don't know if Bucky's there. I don't know how you find out if Bucky's there as a rookie. I don't know if you trust that.
He's in the chat. He disagrees with you. He says Tuck leads all the NFL in rushing yards, future Hall of Famer. So, like, listen.
Wow, I'm not a stats guy, so I mean, he might be right.
I am either. But first means first, right? So who's to argue with this guy? Maybe he's RB1. Maybe Rashad needs to start looking over his shoulder. You
Nah,
don't know
this
right now.
is a Rashad White.
We don't know.
podcast.
We don't know who Liam's guys are. You don't know, bro.
Oh.
We don't know. So that's what's exciting. That's why you should tune in to this show and watch the games to see what happens. It's exciting. You just don't know how it's going to shake out. Kyle still coming for Baker's job. That might happen before game one.
Yeah, I don't know about
Nobody
that.
else is talking about that but me. Nobody else.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. After the game, Todd was asked about when we would see the starters. And there's this thought that you should play the guys, get them, warmed up, get the chemistry rolling. And then there's we don't need to see Levante play. We don't need to see any of these guys out there. And then Todd basically said, what we did last year might basically be what we're going to do this year. Maybe sprinkle them in a little bit in game 2, but mostly game 3, give them a couple series, get them lathered up for the season and back on the shelf. I think you agree with me, Stank. I don't want to see Levante David, and I don't want to see Antoine. I don't want to see Vita Vea. I don't want to see Mike. I don't want to see Chris.
Nope.
I guess Baker for a series in front of the starting offensive line and then yank all of them. I don't need to see those guys. I just would rather head in. I don't
believe the people of Jacksonville deserve to see them.
That's true.
Live. They don't. Why give them the benefit and the honor of seeing those guys out there on the field? They don't deserve anything. Let them see our backups and let them see the battle. They don't deserve it. As much as I want to see them, they don't deserve to see them.
Yeah, and they bring up a good point because of the fact that we're scrimmaging with Jacksonville. Yep. I think that'll be enough for the coaches to be like, yep, that's good enough for us. We don't need to see him in the game itself. I think the only reason we'd even see him in game 3 is, like I said, just to get him lathered up, make sure everything's kind of humming correctly. And heading. It's not like we're going to see Liam Cohen pull out the entire offensive playbook or anything like that at any moment during the preseason. So I'd keep my guys healthy, go into week 1, and hopefully, have a really good, set of scripted plays to start the game, have a really good game plan. Nobody really knows what our offense is going to be. That's something that Dave Canales kind of was able to lean on in that Minnesota Vikings opener last year. I think Liam is going to do an even better job at that. So I'm cool not playing a lot of them. Like I said, definitely not Levante. Definitely not Antoine. You don't need to. Jamel Dean, I don't want to see him in pads. I mean, fuck it. That guy's constantly getting injured. I'd rather leave him good on the sidelines, man.
Yeah, same with Jordan Whitehead. He can sit back and they can yuck it up all game. I don't want to see him either. There is a little bit of a panic in the chat. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but by and large, the worry, and there's a lot of worriers in the chat room right now. They are worried about that defensive line and that pass rush. Are you worried?
What pass rush? What are you talking about?
Are you worried about our pass rush, our front?
We didn't have our starters in there that mattered. What do you mean? Vita Vea, Kalijah Kancey, Yaya Diaby. I mean,
but our rotation guys just
yeah, but you're not rotating the entire line. You're rotating one of those pieces. Vita Vea is supposed to help everyone around him get better. Kalijah Kancey does the same thing. I don't know, man. I don't get worried about weird shit like that. No, it's a preseason game. They're not scheming for the opponent. They're just kind of putting guys through drills at this point. Honestly, I don't worry about it. If week 1 comes around and somehow guys that are like Anthony Nelson, who I expect to make an imprint on this team in some way or another as a rotational guy, doesn't make a play, I'm still not going to really be too worried. It's not like Greg Gaines did anything last year either. Guy was a fucking hole every time he went out there. I couldn't stand it. So I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, I'm not, I obviously I love our starters on the inside, but I do not like our rotation. I don't like Gaines. I don't like Green necessarily. That's, I think, probably a little bit of a weakness. And then who's rotating behind our outside guys? I don't know. Maybe there's nothing to be worried about. I mean, Todd is going to generate a pass rush one way or the other, right? We know we're going to get some pressure, whether he's got to scheme it, but you'd like not to have to continue to do that. That's what we've had to do. We had to do last year, puts the rest of the defense at risk, and then we ended up playing soft, and I don't think our corners are necessarily.
Remember, they also had Vita lose weight and get more in shape.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing. We don't need to rotate him as much probably now.
True.
Kalijah Kancey coming in, didn't have camp last year, didn't get really rolling until week 11, 12. Really looked good in the playoffs. He's got an entire camp now. He's got himself an entire off season. He knows how to prepare. He knows what to expect. He's not going to be, guessing as often. Him and Vita by themselves in the middle, I feel like allow any one of those guys outside, if they're just, competent and athletic enough, they'll help those guys. And like Plus said in the chat, it's going to be more of a rotation and by a committee type of approach. But Yaya Diaby is going to be a monster, in my opinion. And then if you get anything from JTS and not Barton, what's the rookie's name, man? Fucking Braswell. And who else is rotating outside with him? Ramirez. Anything from those guys, I think Anthony Nelson brings something to the table too. I think it's good enough, man. And you're gonna have like you said, Todd, or Stank. You're gonna have Todd doing his thing, right? Blitzing guys off the edge. You got Jordan Whitehead now that you can kind of depend on in the back end. You can also bring him into the box. We missed that a lot. You got Tyke that can do that. You got Izzy that can do that. Obviously, Antoine. I'm not too worried, man. And we have a dependable linebacking core now. So I'd like to see the failure before I start to worry, if that makes sense.
I always forget about Anthony Nelson. He's like the forgotten guy. Nobody ever talks about him. He's made some plays over his career here.
He's our Greg Spires, man.
Maybe he's the guy. Maybe he's the one who just figures it out, right? We need a guy to just figure it out. We need to get a little bit lucky, and Plus says maybe he slides inside over Logan, perhaps, if he has that inside outside flexibility. I mean, I'm sure he will play there. I'm sure he will. Todd's going to play. He might even play corner. Todd's insane. You might see him everywhere on the field. You just don't know. So he probably will get some reps on the inside, especially
they all
not doing this thing.
So you weren't there, Stank, at camp when me and Latte went there, Latte and I, and we talked to Kalijah, and he was like just so excited, dude. He kept saying, "Y'all don't even know what Todd got us doing, bro. He got me he got me with my hands in my pockets on some plays." Like he's got these guys doing all sorts of crazy shit in terms of what he's gonna have them doing. And I mean, imagine Todd having a full-on, healthy, defensive line of athletic freaks like that. And that's what they are. And for them to be able to rotate, move around. We've seen Vita Vea play fucking linebacker, okay? Middle linebacker. So, to think Anthony Nelson's not going to play all over the line, pretty crazy. Somebody in the chat, Nelson says, call the Jets. Yeah, I'm going to call a team about a guy who just signed with them, by the way, or just got traded to them, however he ended up over there, and is already making a stink about his contract and wants out. Yeah, I want to call that guy. I want to bring him to my team. We just got rid of a dude that's a fucking headache.
Either way.
Yeah. I mean, if we could, I still wouldn't I wouldn't call it the Jets for that guy. We have a really good chemistry in this locker room. Why fuck that up?
We do have a good chemistry. That's was it Antoine said the chemistry on this team right now is excellent. The vibes are good.
Everyone
said
energy's
good. All that shit matters, man. You don't want to bring in a question mark this late into the game. I don't see. That's something that's Jason's style, and I honestly don't think we have the money to do it. Even if they wanted to do it, to bring in a guy who's demanding a big contract. We just, by the skin of our teeth, got the guys we wanted to keep here. You're going to bring in somebody who hasn't earned it here, who's bounced around from team to team, and really can't find a home. Yes, everybody wants to fucking play Madden. You want that sexy fucking toy to play with, and you want to bring a guy like that in. But I don't think that we're in the position to do something like that.
Yeah, maybe if it was 2 months ago, I could understand entertaining the idea if you could afford him. But our chemistry's so good in this locker room. This team is so just tightly knit together. They're clearly having fun. They're playing football. They're just well connected, man. They're bonded, and I like that. And you don't see that very often, Stank. And you know how they always say at the end of the season, you don't get to see this team ever again, and that's something that these guys kind of, try to absorb throughout the year so that they don't miss out on it when it's gone. But man, a team that's connected and so tight like that, special things happen, man. I'm not saying they're a Super Bowl team, but you never know. I mean, nobody thought the Eagles with the dude who just retired would beat Tom Brady and would be a Super Bowl team that year, and they were. And so the Bengals a few years ago, same thing. It just got to just get hot at the right time. But I think those teams that are tight are the ones that make it through. And last year we saw it, Stank. With 5 or 6 or 6 to 7 games we lost, there was no dissension in the locker room. The team was still very tight, and they fought through it. That's a big thing for me coming into this year. These guys kind of get it, and they're just.
Well, I mean, that's what having guys like we have in our locker room gets you. You got a coach who doesn't panic and he gets criticized for not being emotional, just like Tony did. Um, he's just that guy who doesn't blink. You need leaders like that, and we've got guys who've been there, who have rings. There's still a lot of Super Bowl rings in this locker room. Guys have been around the goat, have learned a thing or two, and they didn't blink last year, and ultimately stayed the course, fought through it, won the division, won a playoff game. Were a few misplays away from potentially going to San Francisco, and who knows at that point. So, yes, you know, you got to kind of trust what you got at this point. Do you want more pass rushers? Would you like to have a guy like Hassan Reddick? Sure, but
Yeah.
at what cost at this point? First of all, contractually, don't think they could do it. I may be wrong. Plus, tell me if I'm wrong. Could they,
I don't know, man.
Fit a guy like that in? I don't think so. But
he'd be awesome. Like Plus said, he's fucking good. I'm not saying he's not good.
Yeah,
don't misunderstand what I'm saying.
Good.
It's not about that. We just got rid of a guy who had the same kind of mentality in number 45, right? And I'm not a big fan of bringing in guys that are more concerned about their personal stats than anything else and not the team first. And he just got to the New York Jets and he's already making a fucking issue about things. Like, why wouldn't you go in there, put your head down and earn it and be like, I get it. You want your insurances, you make sure that you're fine. Something happens, you're screwed. I know how the NFL works, but sometimes you got to just put your head down and earn it, man. You got to earn the respect of your teammates and the guys that brought you in there. I'm not interested in a guy like that. That's all, man. If it was a Super Bowl type of team, maybe it would be like an Antonio Brown type of situation, but we're not that. So why mess it up? And we have young guys. Why not just let the young guys do their thing? And I think we're on a trajectory. We're not
Randy
trying to win.
Gregory's coming back, man. He's gonna be here.
Oh, that's a surprise for you.
Yeah, game one, he's gonna show up, no camp, just ready to fucking play. That's what's gonna happen, right? He's just gonna come on the field and be this 10-sack guy that we're looking for. So yeah.
Is that the play? Is he playing the long game? Is he like, listen, I'm gonna piss these guys off a lot, but I'm gonna show up day one, week one, practice, first practice of the actual season, and then just hit the ground running.
He got to his Tampa Airbnb and he's like, bro, it's fucking hot out here. How can I avoid getting outside in this heat until the game one?
He obviously didn't come up with a plan because he's just been no call, no show, nothing, dude.
Nothing.
He's the guy that we all worked with that just stopped showing up to work, and we were all working at like grocery stores or whatever, and then you just never saw him again.
He's the make you fire me guy.
Yeah, it's balls in your court.
Balls in your fucking court.
Until then, I'm gonna keep sending my mom on Tuesdays to pick up my paychecks until they run out.
Madre, Dre with the $2 super chat says Ramon Jefferson had some moves out there, like the Jeffersons, like Mr. Jefferson. He had some moves wearing number 45. Little strange to see that number power its way in for the victory, but that's how you kill a memory right there.
Yeah.
Now I forgot who wore 45. It's Ramon Jefferson, number 45 for the Bucs.
I thought it was Get Live Ramon. That was the thing, wasn't it? Hashtag Get Live Ramon. That wasn't the thing.
Yeah, dude. I saw this dude riding Daisy May into the end zone, and it's Ramon.
Yeah, he got live. He got live right into the end zone, baby. It was awesome. Dude, we need to make him a T-shirt. Get Live Ramon.
Get Live Ramon. You know what? Do it. Print it. Who wants it right now?
Who wants a Get Live Ramon T-shirt right now?
If you donate $29.95 in the super chat right now, Sam will custom make you a Get Live Ramon shirt.
Stank. Was that play by 45 on Saturday a bigger play than Devin White made all last year?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
In the preseason.
Think about what that did for this team, right? Every year, there's always a little doubt, no matter how confident you feel, no matter good, no matter the camaraderie, the energy in the locker room. They got to get on the plane and fly back with a W, right? That means something. That's meaningful. And I can't remember a meaningful play out of the other 45. I forgot that dude's name.
Just Ramon Live 45
in the end zone is all I care about. That's all I remember out of that number at this point.
Yeah. I mean,
just like, who's number 93 for the Bucs?
Did Devin White score a game-winning touchdown last year?
No.
No,
I
he
don't think he did.
No, he didn't. What did he do against the Bengals a couple years ago?
Nothing. Yeah.
Didn't score a touchdown in that much. I
mean, how many game-winning touchdowns has Devin White scored in his career?
How many touchdowns has he scored?
I think he's got one. Two?
Does he have one? Does he have two?
Somebody pull up. Plus, come on.
Pull your
big dick out. Type it up on the fucking calculator.
Does Get Live Ramon have more touchdowns right now than Get Live 45?
It's a great fucking question. See, you didn't know that was going to be the trivia question of the night, did
No,
you? The
no,
first
yeah.
one to answer
We should
wins
do
a special prize.
we should do trivia shenanigans every Monday night.
Bro, wait till I show you something after the show that you just said that.
I wouldn't let
Wow.
McCoy near this facility. I agree. I saw a play from a 93 on Saturday night. No idea who he was, but he made a play, and it made me smile because that number is somehow given now to just any scrub who walks into the building.
Yeah.
Just no respect for that number
No
at all.
respect for 93.
No, there's no 55s out
None.
there. No 99s out there.
Then the
I don't
number,
think I don't think there's a
that's a retired
97
number,
out there.
sir.
I don't think there's a 97 out there. I don't think I've
Will
seen
there
them.
will there be another 12? There's been a lot of really good 12s. Will we retire 12, you think?
There's only been 2 good 12s. What do you mean a lot of good 12s?
There's been so many good 12s.
Who?
What? Are you shitting me?
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Okay. And Doug Williams.
Yeah.
Okay. Who else?
Trent Dilfer.
That's a good 12 for you. You serious right now?
That's number 1 on the list.
What?
Yeah.
What
Dilfer-
was DeBerg's number?
There's been a lot. Hold on. Let me ask ChatGPT.
Was DeBerg at 12?
What Bucs Players Award number 12? Let's find out right now. Let's see.
Michael Pless says, I think Devin has one fumble
players.
touchdown, I believe.
Worn. Then number 12.
No 20, no 21. No, I think there's been a couple 21s, guys. There's been a
21?
couple of 21s, for sure. That's disrespectful to Donnie. Obviously, his number should be off limits.
Oh, according to ChatGPT, there's only 3 players. Doug
McCown.
Williams, Trent Dilfer, and Tom Brady.
No, McCown wore 12 as well.
Yeah,
It's only
see
the
what the
chat
fuck,
guys,
you
right?
stupid
Yeah.
AI. I
Yeah.
fucking hate you.
Godwin also wore number 12 for a little bit.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
wrong with this shit?
Yeah, that's a good one. Plus says Devin White has 2 touchdowns. All right, so Get Live Ramon is 1 touchdown. It has half as many touchdowns as Devin White.
Yeah, dude. Brady's
one
not
game.
even in the top 10. All right. According to this, Steve Spurrier, that's not Steve Spurrier didn't wear 12.
Yes,
did he?
King Cook in the chat. EJ Biggers did wear number 21. You're right. We also had another guy with dreads that wore number 21 as well. I can't remember. He played with Rondé and Cato June and that bunch.
Iceman.
I know.
Iceman
We know about
number 12.
Iceman, obviously. I'm saying they shouldn't give the 21 out, but they somehow have. 97 is our long snapper. God damn it, you're right. Yeah, see, that's disrespectful right there. But maybe when he finally makes the Hall of Fame, that'll change.
CG12. Yeah, I'm still mad that Chris
Talking about
Godwin
number?
gave
Are we
his
talking
number
about
to Tom Brady.
jersey numbers right now?
I'm still mad that he gave it to Brady. Brady didn't deserve it.
Man,
How are you going to come on this team
What
and ask
number-
another man
What number would he?
who is
have worn?
also a future Hall of Famer for his jersey? It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, Juwan Bolden. That's who was that 21. You're right. Chat. All right. So Stank. And Matt, the scenario here. All right. He comes to town and Chris Godwin says, "I'm not giving you my number, dude. I
No.
wore this at Penn State.
Yeah.
Everyone here fucking has 12 Godwin jerseys.
Yep.
Like I know you're the GOAT, but fuck you. All right. So
Fuck
let's say
you.
that goes down.
Yeah.
Okay. What number would he wear? Would he go 10?
What do you
Would he
wear in
wear
Michigan? 10?
10. He wore 10 in Michigan.
So it'd be 10.
Would he go
You'd have
throwback
to
old
ask
school?
Sean
Get
King.
that 10.
Get Sean King's blessing.
But the
first.
Sean King have to give the blessing. You beat me
Sean
to
King doesn't have to give the blessing.
it. Doesn't.
No. What if they gave him Jameis's number? That would have been good.
Number 3. Trade in your old 3s for a
Yeah.
newly patched Brady
That would
3.
have been a good fucking story, bro.
No, you
right?
know what he should have done? Every year he should have changed his number to the number of Super Bowls he'd won. He just walked in here with number 7. That would have been number 7, dude. Get rid of those
Bit of a
Jeff
branding
Garcia
nightmare.
memories.
Yeah, a bit of a branding nightmare, but worth it, I think.
TB7. Those facilities would have been it sounds way better than TB12.
I'm sure
TB12
he
sounds
has
like a
all-
disease, doesn't
He
it?
probably has every one of those patents.
It's like, dude, where's Thomas been? We haven't seen him in a week at the office. He came down with TB12.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible.
What are we doing right now? What are we talking about? here?
I don't know. Jersey
Does
numbers.
anybody else have anything to talk about? Any questions in the chat room? Season's here.
We're
The
about to.
long wait is gone.
Oh,
Fuck stupid
I got
baseball.
some stank. I got some
What?
stank.
Oh,
How about
okay.
the new Scotty Miller catching balls without jumping in the air?
Yeah.
Making
Outside
plays.
of selling Trask out on that one play, he looked good.
Yeah, already better than Scotty Miller.
Do you realize we have a Johnson and a Miller?
Yeah,
I think Bowles has got a little like
he's got
know,
a name
a little
type.
formula.
Yeah, he's got a little formula. Oh, I like that.
He's got a
That's
little
a good one.
formula. Like last time we won a Super Bowl,
Johnson and Miller.
we had a Johnson and a Miller out there catching balls.
Maybe that should
Jason,
be
get it
be
done.
our next baby oil brand. Instead of we go to Johnson and Miller baby oil.
Oh yeah, Air Cecil said, "What about Canoe?" Dude, Canoe was just he was just like coasting, right? The rapids were in his face. Game is on the line, right? You got white water, you got waterfalls. You're trying to get the victory. Who do you count on, right? When you might go over the ledge, but you need somebody there that's steady to get you through, all those trials, tribulations, and get you the victory. Canoe.
Elijah said, let's forget Devin White the same way he forgot to cover. I agree. I forgot his name, honestly. I knew it was Get Live 45, but I'm all in on the Get Live Ramon. That is 100% what I'm on.
Cameron Johnson. Yeah, Cam Johnson and Scotty Miller.
Happy birthday to MK in the chat. It says his birthday Saturday. He's turning 24. God damn, you are a child.
Who's the oldest one in this chat room right now?
We got a question actually here. I'm going to answer one question before we end the show. You think they could keep 4 running backs? I don't think Edmonds is staying since he's been injured for 3 weeks, but I do like White, Irving, Tucker, and Jefferson. Listen, Chase Edmonds is not going anywhere. I'm telling you guys. He's the veteran in the room, and he picks up the blitz. He's not going anywhere until one of those other guys proves that they are consistently going to do that perfectly. He's not going anywhere, and he does have good hands. I don't like his church shoes on Sunday.
People disagree with that. And listen, if you disagree that Chase Edmonds
he's not going anywhere,
make this roster, give me a thumbs down. Thumbs up if you think Chase is making the team. Thumbs down if he's gone.
Are we gonna fight the Saints? Are we gonna fight the Saints again? Screw the game. Let's throw down. I don't know. Mike. Mike does have a new contract now, so maybe he's just like, fuck it. I got a couple extra mil to throw away anyway, right?
They don't they didn't even want Lattimore. Somehow, like wasn't he supposed to be gone? Whatever happened to Slam Boy? Anybody know?
I forgot about that guy too.
Is he just out of the league?
Everyone wants me to mute Stank, so I'm probably gonna do that. Hey, so anyway, thank you for watching the Loose Cannons podcast. Make sure you guys hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you're new. Obviously, we're an amazing show. You guys, we're just now entertained to death. So if for those of you who are new, hit that subscribe button. And those of you who aren't, we got over 100 people watching right now on Twitter and over 100 people watching on YouTube. Hit the like button. I should be in the hundreds there on the likes. And we will see you guys on Thursday. We have another show. We'll be here again. We'll talk some more. Maybe look ahead to the second preseason game. Maybe some notes and news coming out of camp. And don't forget, we got some news coming. We got some news. We got some stuff brewing. We got some stuff percolating in the rice cooker, Stank. You know what I'm talking about. We got some stuff.
Oh, I know exactly what we're talking about. That's why it's so important that you like and subscribe. And really, can't you become a member and pay money to also be that big of a loose cannon?
To use a fuck the Saints and blue cheese emoji in the chat? Absolutely. I think it's like $1.99 a month.
Do you want to be able to put a fuck the Saints emoji in the chat room right now? Bro, what is it? $5?
King Cook says, what week do y'all think Bucky will end the starting over Rashad? He's not starting over Rashad in any scenario, man.
Yeah, it's
not happening. They love Rashad, and Rashad has gotten better and better and better. And Rashad's drive is unmatched, dude. I mean, come on. I'm not saying that as his friend. I'm just saying he's a fucking dog. He's not going to just give a job away. He should have been starting over fucking, Leonard Fournette there that last year Leonard was here. Anyway. Yeah, Jonas Steckler got it. $2.99. He can use unlimited fuck the Saints emojis in the chat.
Yeah.
Drop your fuck the Saints emojis before we leave, all right?
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody want to buy a bunch of people their own subscription?
They can do that too.
Just show how big your fucking balls are. Buy everybody in the chat right now.
How many $3 can you spread around?
Yeah. Who's got the biggest dick in the room besides Michael Pless?
My son asked me to do this, all right? And I told him I was going to do it. So I need you guys to throw W's in the chat for both my kids. First day of school today, one kid's fucking 10, one kid's 6, right? I mean, 5th grade and 1st grade, pretty fucking mind-blowing. Kid was tiny, negotiating his way out of daycare with me when he was sitting at home with dad all day. So now he's in fucking 5th grade. So throw some W's in the chat.
Yeah. All you guys who sent your kids off today had some peace of mind and said, get the fuck out of here, kid. Go to work. Little bastard. How many of you guys got the opportunity to do that today? That feels good, right? Yeah, I think it does. This is the first year in 18 years I don't have to do that. Daughter's going off to college on Thursday.
You have a grandchild now, man. Damn, dude.
Daughter's leaving me Thursday.
King Cook, we talked about this before you got on the show because I knew you came in late, man. Bucky did look like he was running harder, less tiptoeing, but I think that was across the board because the expectation of where that hole is supposed to be and the line actually producing that hole and understanding that it was one cut, go. I think all the running backs have been running that way in camp, and it showed that way in the preseason game. So I'm not going to say that it's Bucky doing it better than anybody else, and I fully anticipate that Rashad will be doing the same thing.
I'm surprised you have that take, honestly. You know, if you'll humor us for a few more minutes here, this is something that's really not talked about a lot. I wasn't born with the ability to naturally hit the hole. Like it took me a long time to figure out where the hole even was, right? And then I was scared of contact. I was scared of you wouldn't look at me and be like, that guy was scared of
happens
contact.
Happens a lot to rookies. First time in, you know, you're in between, you know, a lot of big pieces of meat moving around, you know, you don't know what you're supposed to be doing down there. But you know, once you hit that hole the first time though, you can't stop hitting it, right? And it just becomes almost like addictive, right? And then you just got to keep hitting it. And the harder you hit the hole, you realize the better the results, right? You'll get more feedback from coaches and the other party, obviously, but you'll hit the hole with conviction. And the harder you hit that hole, the better the results every single time, man. It takes a little bit of time, you know, takes some, you know, some slick maneuvering sometimes, a little bit slippery getting in there the first few, but once you kind of find your groove, you start hammering away, dude. That hole is, again, it's bigger. Just like when you're shooting basketball, they say the hoop gets bigger. When you're running the ball, that hole gets bigger.
True. And the bigger the hole, the scarier it was, at least for me initially. Like I was like, what is all this, right? It's ew.
Yeah, it gets a little messy in there.
Into here,
yeah, it gets a little messy. Yeah, exactly. I remember that. I remember the first time I hit the hole, man. It's like, what am I getting myself into? But once I got in there, I was like, I like where I'm in. I like it.
I was told by an older guy, like, you got to stick your face in there. And that's really what got me over my fear.
Yeah, the older coaches, they used to coach you that way.
A little bit dark, a little bit scary, a little bit sticky, right? I was afraid I was going to get hurt. I mean, naturally. And you know what? It wasn't that big of a deal. And once I got over the fear of it all.
Not that big of a deal for you. For me,
I was
huge,
like, I'm going to get hurt. Does that thing bite? And so once I bit back, then I finally found my footing.
I remember that. Once you get in there and you get your teeth you carve your teeth on it, you know, you sharpen your. I mean, dude, I remember the old coaches. That's what the OGs to say. You got to get your face in there. You got to get dirty, and that's when that hole. Yeah,
it can get a little hairy.
That's when the hole really opens up for you, right? And then you just keep going, man. You just can't stop, right? And once you get rolling, it's like downhill. I mean, just pounding away, man, at that hole, and it just opens up.
Scared of the hole though? That's why.
Absolutely not.
That guy is a natural guy.
He's been in the hole plenty of times. You could tell.
Been in the hole.
Naturally in the hole.
He's at home in the hole. He was gliding through like nobody's gonna. You can't coach
hit that hole.
Right? You're born with that ability.
Yeah, he was punching that hole. I mean, you saw him punch the hole a few times in one series there for a couple on one play actually. He punched the hole, receded back, then punched it back in, zigzag, boom, he's out. Right? Like, wow, this kid knows his way around the hole. Knows how to get in there.
He was getting Bucky in there. That's what he was doing.
He was bucking that hole up. I'll tell you that much.
He was bucking it up.
He was bucking it up in that hole, man. Yucking it up and bucking it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, hit the like and subscribe button for more analysis like this, and we can teach you how to one day hit the hole as well. And you know, not everyone's huge in the hole, right? Yep. But it doesn't matter the size. It really just depends on how hard. It just depends on how hard you hit that hole, man. I'm telling you, the harder you hit that hole, the better the results. Any coach will tell you that.
The harder it hits back.
And then you got to retaliate again. You got to hit back. You can't let the hole get you back and not get it back, right? You can't let the hole get the last hit.
But you know what? It all starts with Liam. He's out in there teaching these guys to hit the hole. Dave, we already know how Dave feels about hitting the hole, right? He's doing it.
Look at Mudfish. Look at Mudfish Matt, dude. Guy loves football so much. He's got a boner. He said. He's got a boner from us talking about running the ball. Yeah, it's a little weird. Yeah, I agree. But you know what? It's football season. Right around the corner. We've been edging all off season. I mean, it's been since February since we've seen Buccaneer football. January. I mean, that's crazy. That's like 8 months, dude. So I get it, man. Talking about hitting the hole. I get it. I get it, man. I get it. Just hit the goddamn hole. Samer, do you have a Chris Baker jersey? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No. Fuck off. Hey, go Bucs. Actually. I'm out of here. Can't believe this guy just asked me that. Fuck out of here.
Bench Warren, actually.
Bench Warren.